Just weeks after being released by WWE, Andrade AEW is back in All Elite Wrestling, returning last night on the AEW Dynamite 6th anniversary show. All of the details on him signing a multi-year contract and being a full-time talent in this news update. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling, and let's begin with the shocking return to All Elite Wrestling of former WWE superstar Andrade AEW last night on AEW Dynamite during the 6th anniversary show on TBS. Andrade AEW made his return to All Elite Wrestling on the October 1st episode of AEW Dynamite, attacking AEW EVP Kenny Omega. After Omega thanked the crowd for their support over the past 6 years, he hit his customary send-off, bidding the crowd adieu and closing out with bang. The lights went down, and when they came back on, Andrade was standing behind Omega. Andrade laid out the former AEW World Champion and then shook hands with Don Callis. Now, of course, Andrade departed WWE last month in September. After his departure from WWE in 2021, Andrade signed with AEW in June of the same year. He was with AEW until the end of 2023 before his WWE return at the 2024 Royal Rumble. Now, in terms of his status moving forward in All Elite Wrestling, Andrade, as one would expect, has been officially signed by All Elite Wrestling, Fightful Select confirming last night after he made his return on Dynamite. As I mentioned, Andrade appeared on Dynamite attacking Kenny Omega. He'd been fired from WWE this summer and did not have, critically, a non-compete clause. The wheels reportedly, according to Sean Ross Sapp, have been in motion for this for at least a couple of weeks. Sean Ross Sapp has confirmed he's full-time with AEW moving forward. Andrade left AEW at the end of 2023 on less than ideal terms, despite AEW CEO Tony Khan speaking about him glowingly upon his exit. AEW thought they'd be re-signing him and claimed they didn't find out until late they would be leaving the company, but seemingly all has been forgiven as Andrade is back. Now, before we move on to the next news story in this video, a reminder, this video is brought to you in collaboration with all of our great affiliates, including NordVPN. You can see them right there. All of the information, as always, is in the video description below. It'll be pinned in the comment section. Check them all out. Get yourself some great products, save yourself some money, and support Wrestling News 365 in the process. Now, it wasn't only Andrade returning last night and joining the Don Callis family. It's getting bigger and bigger seemingly every single week on AEW television, this time with El Clon. Now, Orange Cassidy returned to title contention on the October 1st edition of AEW Dynamite as he faced Kyle Fletcher in a singles contest for the AEW TNT Championship. The concluding moments of the bout had everyone talking as Hologram got involved and clipped Cassidy on the top turnbuckle. This allowed Kyle Fletcher to pick up the win just moments later. With a ton of questions from fans and commentary, Hologram posed on the stage with Fletcher and the rest of the Don Callis family. As it turns out, Hologram turned out not to be Hologram, as El Clon was wearing a hologram mask the whole time. Notably, this was Orange Cassidy's second match back after returning from injury on the September 24th edition of AEW Dynamite. Before the bout with Fletcher, his last singles match came on the March 12th edition of AEW Dynamite, where he defeated Hechicero in an AEW International Championship Tournament Eliminator match. But El Clon, now making his AEW debut, there was some confusion as to what was going to be going on with him, with Hologram being out of action, but now we know he's going to be part of the Don Callis family. Now, an AEW World Championship match has been confirmed for the upcoming Wrestle Dream pay-per-view. After sharing the ring as partners during Wednesday's 6th anniversary of AEW Dynamite, AEW World Champion Hangman Page and Samoa Joe left it as enemies. Because of that, Page challenged Joe to a world title match at this month's Wrestle Dream pay-per-view from St. Louis, Missouri, that was later accepted by the former champion. The two teamed with Powerhouse Hobbs against the Death Riders on Dynamite, picking up a win after Page pinned Claudio Castagnoli thanks to an assist from Joe. Afterward, Page handed Hobbs his AEW Trios title and did the same for Joe when the bout fell to the mat. Joe then confronted Page and got into a verbal altercation that quickly became physical before security broke them up. The two men have never gone one-on-one, but did battle over Joe's then world title at March 2024's Revolution in a three-way that also included Swerve Strickland. It will be Page's fifth title defense, while Joe is gunning for his second world title run and his first since losing the title in April 2024 to Strickland. He has got one shot since losing the title, unsuccessfully challenging then-champion Jon Moxley this past May inside of a steel cage. Now, another title match has been confirmed for WrestleDream, this time being the AEW Women's World Championship. Timeless Toni Storm returned to the ring at AEW Dynamite's 6th anniversary, taking on Ty Mello in singles competition. Storm was victorious in the bout. After the match, Storm got on the mic and questioned who she was without the AEW Women's World Championship. She said that she wasn't finished with Statlander and challenged her to a one-on-one match. She told Statlander to name the time and the place. Later in the evening, Statlander accepted the challenge for AEW WrestleDream, and the match was quickly made official. So that match confirmed for WrestleDream later on this month. Now, next Tuesday is Title Tuesday for AEW Dynamite, and several matches have been confirmed for the show. That'll be going head-to-head with WWE NXT versus TNA Wrestling's Showdown TV special. Just weeks after battling at AEW All Out, The Demand, that being Ricochet and the Gates of Agony, will meet the Hurt Syndicate in a street fight. MVP laid out the challenge on this week's episode of Dynamite, and Ricochet quickly accepted on the faction's behalf. Also, a huge bout will go down in the tag team division as Bro Dido will take on Konosuke Takeshita and Kazuchika Okada. This match was proposed by Don Callis after Josh Alexander and the Young Bucks failed to defeat Bro Dido and Kenny Omega. In addition to that, Mercedes Moné will put her AEW TBS on the championship on the line. Moné stated that she wants to face somebody from Florida in the match. Now, Jurassic Express, they made their presence felt last night on Dynamite. Wednesday's episode of AEW Dynamite opened with that huge six-man tag team match that pitted Kenny Omega and Bro Dido against the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander. After a ton of high-octane action, Kenny Omega ended up scoring the victory for his team, pinning Alexander after hitting him with his signature one-winged angel finishing maneuver. After the match, Josh Alexander took a beating to Kenny Omega on the inside of the ring. The Young Bucks declined to help Omega or Alexander out, primarily due to entrance of Jurassic Express. A brawl proceeded to break out between all parties. Kenny Omega wasn't a fan of Jack Perry's involvement in the segment, getting in his face and yelling about their troubled history. Of course, if you don't remember, Jack Perry attacked Kenny Omega in May 2024 after he opened up about his battle with diverticulitis. That's when Perry was aligned with the New Elite at that time. We saw Minnie Monet return last night once again on AEW Dynamite. Minnie Monet, the puppet of Mercedes Moné, made her return at AEW Dynamite's 6th anniversary. Minnie Monet entered the screen as Mercedes Moné was saying she was looking for a tag team partner for the AEW Women's Tag Team Title Tournament. Harley Cameron and her Minnie friend suggested that Harley and Mercedes reunite, but Mercedes shot it down, saying they always lost. Harley first introduced Minnie earlier in 2025 during her feud with Mercedes going into AEW Grand Slam Australia. Switching over to CMLL here, and Tessa Blanchard has returned to the promotion. As the October 1st edition of CMLL Informer was airing, there was an appearance from Tessa Blanchard. Blanchard, of course, is currently signed to TNA Wrestling. It was explained by the show host that while Blanchard is under contract, her deal allows her to compete for CMLL. She'll be back in action for the company on October 10th. TNA and NXT are in the middle of an invasion/showdown storyline that will climax this coming Tuesday at NXT vs TNA Showdown. Blanchard has not been a part of that. Blanchard made a podcast appearance over the summer and stated that due to alliances, she could not work both TNA and CMLL. She clarified that TNA did not have an issue with her working dates for the promotion. Keeping with CMLL, and Mercedes Moné's next title defense in the promotion has been confirmed. In her Moné Mag newsletter, Mercedes Moné confirmed that she would be returning to CMLL on October 17th for their event at Arena Mexico. While the October 1st CMLL Informer was ongoing, Persephone appeared on the show and revealed she'll be challenging Moné for the CMLL Women's World Championship at that event. Moné has been in possession of the CMLL Women's title since June, when she won it from Zuxis during AEW Dynamite Grand Slam Mexico. She's had one defense of the bout. That was against La Catalina at the CMLL/New Japan Fantastica Mania Mexico. Monet and Persephone shared the ring at the Forbidden Door pay-per-view when they were in a four-way match for Monet's TBS title. Going to this weekend's AEW Collision, and several matches have been confirmed for the show. Saturday's show is set to feature Eddie Kingston's return to singles action on television, as the Mad King will take on LFI's Dralistico. This will be Dralistico's first singles match for AEW since May, where he was defeated by Speedball Mike Bailey on an episode of Collision. Also, Jet Speed's Kevin Knight will do battle with one member of FTR. Knight's actual opponent was not revealed, but options are limited to Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler, or Stokely. This will be Knight's first singles bout since losing to John Moxley on an August episode of AEW Dynamite. Now, switching over to WWE here, and a bit of an update on Jade Cargill after she suffered a nasty cut this past Friday on SmackDown. Jade Cargill is reportedly physically okay and in good spirits after suffering a nasty gash during her main event match against Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax for the WWE Women's Championship on SmackDown this past Friday. According to PW Insider, the word making the rounds backstage is that Cargill only needed stitches and not plastic surgery. The outlet reported that the hope internally in WWE is that Cargill could be cleared to return to action in a few weeks, and there's no sign that she's been pulled off the road. Fightful Select reported that they were told to not be surprised if Cargill didn't wrestle this week. Fightful also reported that Cargill handled getting busted open well, and she seemed to be okay and in good spirits. Cargill was cut open during the match, seemingly before or during the move, when she delivered a Samoan drop to Jax on the steps outside of the ring. When Cargill got back up after hitting the move, her forehead was bloodied, which she showed off to the camera before referee Daphne LaShawn ran over to her with a towel. Cargill shared a graphic look at the gash on her social media accounts after the match. Stratton ended up retaining her title in the match after a botched finish that reportedly started when the champion was late to break up a pin that Cargill had on Jax. Stratton then pinned Jax, but she didn't kick out, and LaShawn stopped the count at 2. The match ended when Stratton hit a prettiest moonsault ever on Jax for another pinfall. Now, last night before AEW Dynamite, we felt the boom, or at least those in attendance did. The Costco guys, Big Boom, AJ, and Big Justice appeared before AEW Dynamite's 6th anniversary. What did they do? They brought the boom, of course. AEW President and CEO Tony Khan was alongside them. Big Boom AJ is an undefeated wrestler in AEW with a singles victory over QT Marshall and tag team victories alongside the conglomeration. Big Justice has gotten involved in the action during the matches too, delivering a spear on multiple occasions. Now, a big update here when it comes to the lawsuit against AEW involving Kevin Kelly and the Tate twins, of course, both that used to be under contract to All Elite Wrestling / Ring of Honor. Kevin Kelly and the Tate twins' court case against former employer All Elite Wrestling has seen an appeal dismissed. A June 2025 ruling by a judge ordered the case go into arbitration, which is when it was initially administratively closed, with Kelly and the Tate subsequently challenging this ruling. A report from WrestleNomics' Brandon Thurston revealed that the 11th Circuit of the U.S. Court of Appeals dismissed the appeal because the original case was stayed when a case is temporarily halted or legal proceedings are suspended, either for the entire case or a portion of it. Because of that, they could not review the decision. Kelly and the Tates filed a lawsuit against All Elite Wrestling, Tony Khan and Ian Riccaboni on August 30th, 2024. Among alleging defamation, Kelly and the Tate twins were seeking to void the arbitration clause in their AEW talent contracts and requested for the court to certify a class action lawsuit against AEW over the alleged misclassification of AEW wrestlers as independent contractors instead of employees. Kevin Kelly was also seeking additional monetary damages from Ian Riccaboni over claims that Riccaboni defamed him. And finally, going over to TNA Wrestling here, Steve Maclin will get his opportunity to recapture the TNA International title. Steve Maclin will get his rematch for the TNA International Championship against Frankie Kazarian at TNA's Bound for Glory pay-per-view. Maclin made the announcement while speaking with Joey Carney of the Angle podcast. Kazarian defeated Maclin at TNA Victory Road to win the title. Of course, this is added to several matches taking place at Bound for Glory, which is going to be happening on October 12th in just 10 days' time. But there you go, guys. Latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right-hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.